The Norway national team of 2026 is not normal, and anyone who thinks otherwise has not been paying attention to what is happening in Scandinavia. Ståle Solbakken has built a machine that does not lose, a side that has scored 25 goals in just 6 World Cup qualifiers. And they have not tasted defeat since October 2024, a run that has turned heads across Europe.
I've been fortunate to play in the stadium many times, had been part of some great wins there. But the first half against Italy, that was one of the best I've seen.
For a nation that has lived in the shadows of the big footballing powers for decades, this is not just progress. This is a full-on transformation. And at the heart of it is Erling Haaland, the most lethal striker on the planet. A man capable of scoring 5 goals in one game, a forward whose very presence terrifies defenders. Beside him is Alexander Sørloth, a striker who bullied Barcelona and showed he is more than just a target man. He is a nightmare in the air, on the counter and inside the box.
And Sørloth!
Then comes Martin Ødegaard, the genius conductor of Arsenal, the Premier League's most refined playmaker, a leader with vision, calmness, and the 2 split defences open with a single touch. But it doesn't stop there, because Oscar Bob, Manchester City's wonderkid, has stepped into the spotlight as Norway's jewel, combining flair with intelligence far beyond his years.
To Bob! And he catches the keeper out of the front post.
Add to that Jørgen Strand Larsen, one of the hottest strikers in the Premier League, who has proven he can score consistently against the toughest opposition. And how about Antonio Nusa, Red Bull Leipzig's teenage prodigy, already a starter, already making defenders look foolish, and destined for greatness.
He's not had a great season, he's been injured for Leipzig, but he was unbelievable today. And
Andreas Schjelderup adds another weapon, the Benfica talent who can turn a game with his dribbling and creativity. A player with the confidence to take responsibility even in big moments. Thalo Arsgaard completes this golden list, a youngster with the audacity to score 4 goals in a single game. Proof that he belongs on the big stage and that Norway's present and future is frighteningly bright. Together, they have a mission that goes beyond just winning matches. They want to take Norway back to the World Cup, something the country has not experienced since France 1998. That was almost 3 decades ago, and in that time Norwegian football has been waiting, rebuilding, and suffering disappointment after disappointment. But now the tide has turned, and this generation doesn't care about history, they only care about making their own. Italy already felt their fury, beaten and humbled by a side that looked faster, stronger, and hungrier than the former European champions. Haaland, Sørloth, and Ødegaard give them a core that could walk into any of the best national teams, and now they are surrounded by rising stars who can match their ambition. There is belief in this group, a sense that destiny is calling them, and that 2026 will be their time to make history. And if you think this is just hype, you haven't been watching, because the numbers, the names and the results speak louder than any prediction. The Norway squad of 2026 is not normal, it is extraordinary. And the world is about to find out why.
And don't forget Ødegaard is also a fantastic player, plays for Arsenal as the captain.
One of the best.
So we've got a lot of good athletes from a small country, and that's also a really nice thing.
Norway's dream of reaching the 2026 World Cup rides on the shoulders of one man, Erling Haaland. At 25 years old, the striker has become more than just a footballer. He is a phenomenon, a statistical monster, and the most lethal weapon in the modern game. When Norway destroyed Moldova 11-1, Haaland scored 5 goals and 2 assists, the first time he had ever hit 5 in a match for his country. He had done it before for Manchester City, against Luton in the FA Cup.
To Haaland, 5! 5 for Haaland!
And against Leipzig in the Champions League.
Oh, it's saved!
But this time, Solbakken refused to take him off, letting the world witness what happens when Haaland is allowed to chase history. Yesterday pushed him to 48 goals in 45 games for Norway, a ratio close to 1 per match, and proof that he is not a normal striker. Just 1 year earlier, in October 2024, he had already become Norway's all-time leading scorer, surpassing Jørgen Juve's 87-year-old record with a brace against Slovenia. A month later, he scored his fourth international hat-trick against Kazakhstan, firing Norway into the UEFA Nations League A for the first time in their history. These milestones explain why Haaland is not only the face of his generation, he is the man dragging his country into a new era. His numbers are almost absurd. Across his career, he has 310 professional goals. 127 for Manchester City, 86 for Dortmund, 48 for Norway, 29 for Salzburg, and 20 for Molde, every step marked by records. In the Premier League, he has already scored 88 goals. In the Bundesliga, he left with 62. And in the Champions League, he has 49 in just 48 matches, already top 10 in history, and the fastest ever to reach 50 goal contributions in the tournament.
I went to you, design me the perfect striker for the Premier League. And you go, he's 6'5", he's great in the air, he can also dribble the ball, he's rapid, he can shoot with his weak foot fantastically well. That is Haaland.
In England, he redefined efficiency. A hat-trick against Palace, another against Forest, another against Manchester United, 3 in a row, something no one had ever done before at home in the Premier League.
It's a good ball in. Haaland! 3 home hat-tricks in a row!
He scored a goal every 85 minutes in the league, the best ratio in history, ahead of legends like Sergio Aguero. His first season at City was a warning: 52 goals in 53 matches, 36 of them in the Premier League, shattering Shearer and Cole's record of 34. It took him only 48 games to score 50 league goals, 17 matches faster than the previous record. Every team, every stage, every competition, Haaland left his mark. From the 9 goals against Honduras at the U20 World Cup.
It's Haaland again!
To Salzburg's magical night against Genk.
Had covered good ground. Haaland on the hat-trick!
To Champions League battles against PSG.
On that left foot! What about that?
And Bayern. Even the day Pep Guardiola pulled him off after scoring 5 against Leipzig. Denying him Messi's record became part of his legend.
Well, first of all, I would say I make a substitution to him because I didn't want to break the record for Messi in FA Cup.
His achievements have already stacked up like a veteran's career. A Champions League winner in 2023. The man who finally delivered Manchester City's holy grail. 2 consecutive Premier League titles, a domestic treble in his debut season, and a UEFA Super Cup. Add to that the FA Cup, the Community Shield, and the FIFA Intercontinental Cup. And don't forget his DFB poker crown. With Dortmund everywhere he goes, trophies follow. Haaland is not normal. He is a generational force, and for the first time, his ruthless efficiency is being fully unleashed with Norway. With him, they do not just dream of qualifying for 2026, they dare to imagine making history on the world stage. Norway showed their full offensive arsenal against Moldova, and it was nothing short of frightening. Yes, Haaland stole the headlines with his 5 goals, but this was a team display that sent shockwaves across Europe. Martin Ødegaard orchestrated everything, dictating the rhythm, slicing open the defence, and finishing the night with 3 assists of pure class. Every Haaland run into space felt like a dagger timed perfectly, unstoppable and ruthless in execution. He assisted the opening goal, then began his show with 2 strikes in quick succession. The second a beauty, rounding the keeper before lifting the ball over the last defender. By half-time, he had a hat-trick, and Ødegaard himself had joined the party with a goal after a loose ball inside the box. But Norway didn't ease off. The introduction of Thalo Arsgaard turned the massacre into history. The Rangers midfielder came on and scored 4 goals in just 30 minutes, showcasing the depth and hunger of this new generation. Haaland, still relentless, added a header for his 4th. And even handed Arsgaard the penalty to complete his own show. Minutes later, Haaland bagged his 5th, Norway's 10th of the night, sealing a victory that looked more like a statement than just 3 points. And this wasn't a one-off. Norway's qualifiers have been a trail of destruction. They started with a 5-0 win over Moldova away, with Haaland, Arsgaard and Zerloth all on the scoresheet. Then came a trip to Israel, where they smashed 4 past them, again with Haaland and Sørloth leading the charge.
Haaland finishes it.
Next, they humbled Italy, the reigning European champions, with a 3-0 demolition, in which Haaland and Sørloth struck once more. Estonia were the next victims, undone by another Haaland goal. Before Finland fell the same way, thanks to his decisive finishing. By the time Moldova returned for the reverse fixture, Norway were already the most feared attack in the group. And after that 11-1 thrashing, the numbers became absurd. 24 goals in just 5 qualifiers, more than any other team. Haaland sits top of the scoring charts with 9 goals, the undisputed leader of UEFA qualifying. Behind him, Arsgaard has become a phenomenon, Sørloth a constant weapon, and Ødegaard the creative genius that ties everything together. This is not luck. This is a machine firing at full throttle. Italy felt their fury. Israel were crushed. Moldova obliterated. And the message is clear. Norway are no longer outsiders dreaming of a ticket to the World Cup. They are the most explosive attack in Europe right now, and they are coming for everyone. Norway since 2020. And in many ways, his story is one of patience, persistence, and evolution. Before taking the national job, he made his name at FC Copenhagen, winning 8 Danish league titles and earning a 56% win rate that marked him as one of Scandinavia's most respected coaches. It was that success which convinced the Norwegian Federation that he was the man to lead the nation out of the wilderness and back into the spotlight of European football. But international football is a very different beast with limited time, unforgiving campaigns and relentless pressure. For all his club-level dominance, Solbakken soon realised how difficult it is to translate that into consistent international results. Norway have not played in a major tournament since Euro 2000, and his mandate from day one was clear: end the drought, or the cycle will continue. 5 years on, his win rate sits at 54%. Respectable, but not yet enough to meet the sky-high expectations that come with managing a golden generation. Because make no mistake, this is the most talented Norway squad in decades. With Erling Haaland, Martin Ødegaard, Alexander Sørloth, Oscar Bob, Julian Ryerson and Antonio Nusa, Solbakken has weapons other managers could only dream of. Tactically, Solbakken has shown remarkable flexibility. He has switched between a 4-3-3, the shape that dismantled Italy, a classic 4-4-2, and a 4-2-3-1 that balances defensive stability with Ødegaard's creativity and the lethal finishing of Haaland and Sørloth. These variations are possible because his attackers and playmakers are multifunctional. Sørloth can operate as a second striker next to Haaland, or drift wide as a right winger. Sander Berge can slide between midfield and attack, giving balance in transitions. And Ødegaard, the brain of the team, can dictate as a number 10 or push wider into a right-sided role when needed. Thanks to these rich tactical options, Norway have become less predictable and far more adaptable, able to adjust to the opponent without losing their identity. In every shape, the double pivot shields the backline, the wide forwards stretch the pitch, and the fullbacks are encouraged to break forward whenever space or implementation by Ståle Solbakken. Norway have scored 44 goals in just 12 matches over the span of a year, pure madness for a nation that once struggled for consistency. This offensive earthquake has clear architects, and now it's time to break them down. Norway have key figures in every line of the pitch, players who have turned this team from hopefuls into a genuine force. And we begin where every great team must start, with the defence and the goalkeeper. In goal, Norway have a veteran presence in Orjan Nyland, the 35-year-old who currently guards the net for Sevilla under Matias Almeida. Nyland is more than just a shot stopper. He is a commanding figure, a goalkeeper whose presence alone brings calm to the backline. Tall, dominant in the area, and confident with both feet, he offers the kind of versatility that modern football demands. He is comfortable starting plays with either leg, capable of spraying long passes to ignite counters or keeping things simple to maintain possession. This broad passing range allows him to be more than a safety net. He is also the first step in Norway's attacking moves. Technically, he excels at using his body to claim crosses, impose himself in aerial duels, and shut down space inside the box. He combines agility with positioning, making him a reliable last line of defence. But perhaps more important than his technical qualities is the leadership he provides. Nyland radiates confidence, lifting pressure from his teammates with his presence, his voice, and his character. His quality is undeniable, as he showed in the clash against Serbia when he denied Dusan Vlahovic in one-on-one situations, proving that even against elite strikers, he has the reflexes and the mentality to rise to the occasion. Norway's defensive line has been just as solid as their attack, conceding only 3 goals in 6 qualifiers so far. For a team once criticised for leaking goals, this new backline has become the foundation of their rise. At the heart of it stands Christopher Ager, a defender with proven Premier League and league quality, crucial in Brentford's spectacular campaign last season. At 6 feet 5 inches, Ager brings size, strength and versatility. He has played as a centre-back in a 2, a right centre-back in a 3, and even as a right-back in a back 4, and he has been fantastic in every role. A natural tackler, calm under pressure, he cuts out danger with ease. Add to that his ability on the ball, his dribbling and clean passing, and you have a modern defender who fits perfectly into Solbakkens' flexible system. Beside him, Torbjørn Hegem has emerged as a natural partner. Standing at 1.92 metres, the new Bologna signing is a classic centre-half with aerial dominance and sharp positioning. His arrival in Serie A is expected to sharpen his development further, but even now he has already proven crucial for Norway, helping lock down clean sheets and ensuring solidity at the back. But where Norway truly show their depth is in the full-back positions. On the left, David Mollerwolf has taken a huge step forward with his move to Wolves in the Premier League. At 1.85 metres, he is a tireless runner, capable of pushing up and down the left flank for 90 minutes straight. His energy and determination give Norway constant width and stability. Still just 23, Wolf is seen as one of the breakout stars of this qualification run, and the numbers back it up. Norway have won every qualifier he has started. And then comes the jewel of the backline, Julian Ryerson, a guaranteed starter for Borussia Dortmund and arguably Norway's most complete defender. Ryerson has been deployed primarily on the left, but can just as easily slot in on the right. As a right-footed player, he often drifts inside from the left, operating almost as an inverted midfielder to link with the central pivot. In attack, he plays the role of a traditional wing-back, whipping in dangerous crosses and stretching the field while racing back to recover when needed. His intelligence in 1-versus-1 defending, combined with his positional awareness, makes him equally effective in Dortmund's back 4 or in Norway's flexible systems. At Dortmund, he has been trusted to replace Rafael Guerreiro's attacking influence, and with Norway, his overlapping runs and crisp deliveries add another dimension to the attack. Insert. Ryerson is not just a defender, he is an extension of Ødegaard's creativity and Sorlot's power, providing service while also locking down his flank. With Ager's versatility, Hegem's solidity, Wolf's energy, and Ryerson's all-round quality, Norway's defence has transformed from a weakness into a strength. It is no longer just about Haaland scoring, it is about a backline that makes the whole team fearless. If Norway's defence provides the stability, then their midfield is the engine room, the place where structure turns into creativity, and where matches are decided. At the base of it all stands Sander Berg, a player unlike most of his countrymen. While many Norwegian players are built on power, Berg brings technical quality with elegance. Operating as a pivot, he covers immense ground, recovers possession, and distributes the ball with vision and precision. His ability to break up play, carry the ball forward, and then launch attacks makes him a complete midfielder, one who balances muscle with intelligence. Alongside him, Patrick Berg offers security. Less polished on the ball, but reliable when called upon, he adds depth to the pivot role and ensures the team keeps its structure intact. But the magic truly lies in the creative third of midfield, where Martin Ødegaard reigns as the undisputed master. The Arsenal captain is in the form of his life, producing double-digit goal contributions in consecutive Premier League seasons. For Norway, he has already delivered 4 goals and 18 assists, proof of how much he thrives as the conductor of this orchestra. Statistically, he was the most creative midfielder in the Premier League, carving out 88 open play chances, 13 more than any other player in the division. His vision is razor-sharp, breaking lines and dismantling defensive blocks with incisive passes that arrive at just the right moment. Every ball he delivers not only finds his teammate, but gives them the advantage to make the next move in the best position possible. Ødegaard's intelligence is his superpower. He knows when to drive forward, when to delay, when to drift wide, and when to pull the trigger from distance. His tactical awareness ensures Norway always has superiority in key areas, and his fluid movements keep defenders guessing at all times. Next to him emerges Thilo Arsgaard, the young star who has already shown his potential with flair, dribbling, and a sharp eye for goal. His passing accuracy sits at 78.8%, but his real danger lies in his ability to score when it matters, highlighted by the 4 goals he netted in half an hour against Moldova. He is unpredictable, daring, and already an invaluable option for Solbakkens' plans. Supporting them are versatile players like Felix Hornmeyer, Morten Thorsby, and Aaron Donham, midfielders who add depth, creativity, and penetration. They are not always in the spotlight, but their ability to link defence with attack, to run into space, and to connect with Norway's deadly forwards makes them essential. In the end, it is Ødegaard's presence in his prime that elevates this midfield to world-class levels. With him dictating play, with Berg securing the base, and with Arsgaard adding youthful explosiveness, Norway have a midfield that is both balanced and devastating. And when you combine that with a front line, it becomes clear why this team is so difficult to contain. Now pay attention to these names, because this is where things get very serious. Alexander Sorloth, Oscar Bob, Antonio Nusa, Andreas Schjelderup, Jorgen Strand Larsen, and of course, Erling Haaland. This Norwegian front line is no joke. It is terrifying. Sorloth is the classic number 9, powerful, direct, and ruthless inside the box. With his size and aerial dominance, he bullies defenders, but he also holds up play superbly, linking with teammates and creating space for others. Twice in a row, he has scored over 23 goals per season, and he is the striker Barcelona fear most after destroying them many times. For Norway, he is the perfect partner for Haaland, able to play as a second striker or drift wide as an option on the right. Then comes the jewel of Manchester City, Oscar Bob. At just 20 years old, thriving under Pep Guardiola, he has already shown maturity and versatility that is rare at his age. Officially a right winger, Bob has been trusted to play in up to 5 different roles across the attack and midfield. With the ball at his feet, he exudes confidence, dribbling past defenders with flair and attacking spaces with deadly timing. Norway know they have a gem, one being sharpened by one of the greatest managers in history. On the opposite wing, Antonio Nusa has exploded at Red Bull Leipzig, and his role with Norway is becoming essential. A natural right footer who loves cutting inside from the left, he stretches defences and forces them to react to his speed and aggression. With Odegaard pulling strings inside and Haaland demanding double marking in the middle, Nusa thrives on the weak side, punishing opponents with his explosiveness. Last season he delivered 8 assists and 5 goals in Germany, a young winger turning into a nightmare to defend. And then at the centre of it all stands Erling Haaland, the perfect striker. Strong, mobile, intelligent and lethal, he is unstoppable when the ball comes into the box. With his frame he can hold up play, with his pace he can break lines, and with his finishing he can score with either foot or his head. He doesn't just wait for service, at times he drops deep to link play, dragging defenders out of position before surging back into the box to finish the move. His movement is so sharp that if you give him a single chance, you are done. Haaland is not just a goal scorer, he is a phenomenon, rewriting football history, and the man who will carry Norway back to the World Cup. Completing this terrifying unit is Andreas Schjelderup, the Benfica prodigy who adds creativity and precision. This is Norway's offensive arsenal, a blend of giants, playmakers, wingers with pace, and the deadliest striker in the world. And together, they are a storm no defence will want to face on the road to 2026.